Hey, what's up, y'all? So that is a work in progress for the new Animanga we're doing for the Extraordinary Messiah. That'll be chapter 2 actually. But I like this one. I like how this one's turning out. We're gonna do more for Void Beast. We'll do some for Souls of Chaos, but right now it's all about Andre and the Extraordinary Messiah. If you have not already, you can get chapter 2, the digital version, on akachicomics.com. The thing, chapter 2, I like chapter 2 because it's the one where I really start opening up and I start really letting I start opening up my writing and I let it be a little bit more silly because, like I said, I've said this like at cons and stuff. It's like with this story, with Andre's story, I could do more current event stuff and I can do sillier stuff. I can take stuff that I see on TV and I can put it in this story with these kids and just have them in some of the goofiest situations. So this Animanga it'll be done. Give it a couple of months or so. We'll still be working. I'll be dropping updates for it. I'll keep doing new videos and stuff with it, and keeping everybody up on the progress with it. So you will know what's happening and everything with that. You will know all that stuff. You will know all that. You will be able to see all that. But I just want you guys to know that I'm always working on something. Like, I like to talk crazy on the internet, but I'm always working on something, whether it's a book, whether it's a story, whether it's a little Animanga project, whether it's merch or something. I'm always working on something. So it's not like I'm just talking crazy and stuff. And with the Animanga, I really wanted to get that right because it's a way for me to get that out and for people to see the characters in motion without it being too crazy. And it's just something that I can take care of myself without having to go get a bunch of money from people and stuff like that. And it's really I like how that works. So we're gonna keep seeing how that goes. And also the thing about Andre is I like Andre because he's my first one that I kind of like fashioned after like I said, TJ was kind of like the whole like fashioned like after that style of the Hulk, that changing, becoming something else. Andre is nothing like that. Andre is like purposely OP, and I haven't done anything with him crazy yet because the story hasn't called for it or anything. So Andre is like my mix between Magneto from the X-Men and Superman. It's like being that he can absorb electromagnetic energy, not like static. I always tell people not like static. No electricity, nothing like that. He's not doing that. It's on the spectrum of a Magneto and being able to absorb it and release it in different ways and stuff like that. So that's going to play a part. That's going to play a part in the story later. So I'm not going to say too much about that. But you'll get to see more about the kids. And I have some other stuff as far as with the Animanga, but I wanted to share that clip because I wanted everybody to know the Extraordinary Messiah is about Andre. But the thing about it is he has his crew of friends with Hassani, uh, Renee, and Bradley. All of them and Desan now too. If you read the first book, you'll see that what's going on with her and Desan as well. That's like the core characters, and I wanted to build this dynamic with all of them where they just all end up in silly situations that they just never thought they'd end up in. So that's what's going on with that. That's what's going on with the Extraordinary Messiah, and we'll be getting my amazing artist Chev. He'll be getting ready. We'll do chapter 3. We'll get that done. So I got all this stuff going on. So I'll be like, what chapter am I on again? So we'll get that done and we'll get that rolling and stuff. So yeah, I have some voice work getting done. I have the people over at Command Grab. They do some. Well, they've been doing most of my voice work and stuff. But I'm open to see what else I can get up with and get stuff done with. So I'm always listening to folks and everything, but they do such a good job with the music and everything. And if it's not there with music, I go to my man Tony Woodard, and he does beats and stuff. He got beats from years ago, new stuff, everything. It depends on what style I'm trying to get. He got it. So I'll still be working on that Animanga, but the main thing is just being able to do it myself and being able to do it at my pace and stuff. I don't like all this. You got to have this and all that other stuff. It's like I do it at my pace. It works a lot better. So that's that. Now I'm going to talk about something that I made a post about, and some of y'all didn't like it, but y'all don't like nothing I make a post. Well, not that's not true because a lot of y'all do, but it just as most people do, I focus on the ignorant shit that people say. It's just what it is. Plus, it's just funny to me. And also, don't mind my lady was taking 5-month-old pictures. That's what that board is for back there and all that stuff. It's because, and I'm saying it because I see it as well. So what I'm talking about is Sambo black folks in comics. And my focus today will be none other than good old Blue Marvel. Now, here's the thing about that is I like Blue Marvel as far as like his power set, and some of the fantastical things he's done. I like that. Like I don't mind that at all. That's all good. All of that is fine. My issue is with his origin story. And I don't think that folks actually like. Am I missing something when I'm because I read it and I have the books. I bought them like back in 2018, 2017. I bought his run 2018, I believe it was, and I think I lost some of them when I was reading, and then I recently went through them again, and I was looking at them, and I was like, okay, okay, so all right, and then for those that don't know, if you ain't trying to read the book or anything, you can actually just go to that dude Rob on Comics Explained. He got a whole little Blue Marvel thing. If you ain't read the books and stuff, and you ain't trying to, just go on there and look at that. Like he breaks it down pretty good. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about black characters that irk me in whether it's Blue Marvel, whether it's Icon, whether it's it, and I'll stick on, and I'll probably talk about them later, but I'm sticking on Blue Marvel right now. And at the beginning of his origins, it was like he was fighting Anti-Man. They were going back and forth. Anti-Man was beating up on the Avengers, knocking their heads around and stuff. Blue Marvel was doing all this stuff, and he came before any other black superheroes. He comes in, he does his thing, and then his face gets revealed. And this is in the what 60s or something like that, 60s, still in the civil rights era. Kennedy and them find out that Blue Marvel's actually a black dude, and they're like, yo, we can't have this guy out here doing stuff and and uh and have him be some type of champion for black folks. We can't do that. And then the white folks is going to be, so the black folks will think he's some kind of champion. The white folks will think that he's going to come and kill all the white folks because he has the ability to do that. That's what's going on with him. So the U.S. government seeing all that, and then they go to him and they tell him, it's like, hey, you you can't be. Basically, Kennedy kind of tries to play it soft, but then just goes in. It's like, look, white folks will be scared of you, black folks will think you whatever, and then they'll think that you fighting for them and all that stuff. And in the first time, this Negro Blue Marvel says, I'm not a hero for black people. I'm a hero for everybody. So then he even talks about he goes out of his way to talk to the Watcher, and basically plays that I'm a hero to everybody mess again. And he says, and I believe another time he says like, I wouldn't do anything about like the white people was going to be scared of you, and they was talking, somebody in the government was talking to him again about it, and then he's like, I would never do that. I'm a hero to everybody. I'm a hero to everybody, not just black people. Then he had the white wife that was playing him the whole time, and he knew, but he didn't know. And it's like, and then so they tell him to step. The wife was later, and the wife wasn't a problem for me. The white wife, that was nothing. It was just the way they set it up, the way Kevin set it up. Now, and anyway, the way they set it up, it was just like, okay, but they tell him to step down. Like you need to step down. No more hero work. Get out of here. Go mind your business. Go be quiet. And this dude does it. He just sits down. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna go sit in my corner. Even though I have these immense abilities, I'm gonna just sit down. Now, some of y'all will say, he ain't no Cootie, he ain't a Sambo because this is right there. Why they That's some of the goofiest shit I have heard in my life. The reason why is because there were grown black men and women during that civil rights time
around the same time that everything happened to Emmett Till, which actually kicked off the civil rights era. This boy getting murdered, Medgar Evers getting murdered, Malcolm getting murdered, Martin getting murdered, black women, Fannie Lou Hamer and other folks getting busted. That may be a little bit earlier, but getting busted upside her head, all kind of stuff. All this shit going on with these black people. All this stuff going on with these black people. And even years later, getting their head bust, they have no special powers or nothing. No special powers or nothing. And they standing here in front of all this, doing this for people. And it wasn't just a thing where it was just all necessarily. Some of them talked for all people. Martin talked for all people, but even though his focus was black people, especially even later on. But it was a thing that all these people with no powers were sitting here standing up for the rights of people, for black folks. And you got a nigga with magical powers, Blue Marvel, that's talking about, okay, I'm because I'm not fine. I don't want to be this. I want to scare white people. I'm a hero to everybody. You got to go out your way. And my thing is, in comics, if you have to go out your way to have your hero say, I'm not a hero to just black people. I'm a hero to everybody. You a motherfucking coon. Like you is the tap dancer supreme. And the reason why is because I don't hear other heroes do that. It's not like I'm just a hero. It's like I don't see too many times, and he could have done it. I don't know the comics like the back of my hand. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know the comics like the back of my hand. But it ain't like Captain America running around like I'm not a hero to white people only. It doesn't need to be said. Iron Man doesn't say that. Nobody else says it. But when it comes to black heroes, they have to put in the story that that they are not just a hero to black people. And it seems wild. But then when you figure out who's writing it, it's like, okay, this isn't coming from black people. And then even if it is, in Blue Marvel's case, you got to know who writing it. And Kevin Guevara, that dude, however you pronounce it, it's like he has done things that in black people that I'm just like, wow. So my thing with that is like, it's the fact that they have to go out of their way to make these heroes say that I'm not a hero to everybody. And then also with a lot of the black heroes, it's always this thing where it's like it's this stoicism where it's like they uptight, they tense, and they either ain't a hero to all black folks, or they don't really want to be a hero, or they just doing this on the side, or it was all of this stuff going on with these black heroes. And I'm like, how does this work? And even with Icon, it was like, okay, you're an alien, you were a slave, you did this, you took you became the form that the people that you were around, all this stuff. And then when it was time to do something, it's like, no, I ain't gonna do nothing. You know, it's like it's too much of this in these black comics to where that they play these games. And here's the thing that I'm gonna kind of branch over into something else that I'm seeing right now. And I think that and it could just be me, I could just be wrong. So I want to talk about and nothing as far as like right, wrong, or whatever. But I am going to say that a lot of the stuff that's going on with people talking about that whole Eric July guy and the Ripperverse thing and stuff, to me, this is what I'm seeing. To me, is that he has firmly stood on what he's going to stand on, and he has taken a side, and the people that's on that side are backing him. And the problem I see with like black comics and such, just like with the Blue Marvel thing and everything, Blue Marvel and Icon and stuff like that, even though he came from Milestone and everything, is that people, they made these heroes, a lot of these black heroes, where there's a line of your blackness, and they go right up to here because they still have to get paid from white comic book owners, white companies, or corporate entities and stuff, and they come right up to that line, and then they stop, and it's like, we're not doing that. We're not going to say this, and we're not going to do. And I understand that's what you got to go through, and that's what happens and stuff. I understand that. But the thing is, it doesn't solidify you when you need those people to back you. whether it's comics, whether it's music, whether it's movies, all these different forms of entertainment, you have to have that backing on you. You have to have a solid core backing, because dude with the Ripperverse thing, he's saying, okay, I ain't doing all this. I got black characters. I ain't doing all this. This is what is going on. This is what's happening. I'm on this side with these folks, with these conservative folks, whatever. I don't care. If that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. But he has a core backing behind him. And everybody else, especially in the comic, especially in the black side of comics, it's like nobody has, folks don't have like a solid backing, especially a backing that's going to go out and be little trolls and lapdogs for you to go and bother other people. Nobody has that. And that's important. That's what a lot of folks are missing, I believe. To where it's like you're not standing up in your comics for what that is. Like a lot of the but a lot of the LGBT people do. And I agree. That's what it is. That's what it is. You ride with it. I ain't saying nothing against. Again, this ain't nothing. This ain't being moral police or saying somebody should or shouldn't. I'm just saying what I see and what I think it is. And it's like the black folks have this thing where they talking about homeboy or whatever, but y'all do enough to say y'all do this like hazy messaging where it's like I'm black, but then I'm not saying exactly what I'm against because I still want money from these people. The July dude was basically saying, look, I'm against this. And even if it was just marketing from his Fox people because that's who his backing was, working for like Glenn Beck and all them, if that's what it was, that's what it was. And I ain't mad at it. But the thing about it is that you have to stand on something and you have to keep it that and let it be that and let the people that's rocking with you get behind you and run with you on it. That Blue Marvel shit, that's not nothing I can get behind. Like I can't read this because you want to make sure that you appeal to everybody when that's not how that works. You trying to appeal to everybody, and Blue Marvel sitting there talking about I'm not the hero to just black people. When nobody asks, when it's like we're not asking you to say that. All you had to say was like, look, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You have all this power, and none of these other people sit down. Captain America didn't even, when it came to the Civil War thing, and everybody had to register. Captain America had way far less abilities than Blue Marvel did, and he didn't even sit down and be like, you know what? I'm gonna sit this out and register. Like what? Like this doesn't make sense. And then we explain it. Well, you know, it was a civil rights and this, but you got regular humans with no powers just going through it. If Captain America's goofy ass was around, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have just been like, you know what? Take that. I'm going to step down. Captain America don't even do it. And it's like, and if we're not going to say that he's not a Sambo, or what I like to say is a bit coonish, then he's weak-willed and he's a weak human being. Because if somebody can make you step down and they have no power, they literally have no power over you. There's nothing they can do to Blue Marvel to stop him from doing what he's doing, and he sits his ass down. Like that doesn't, like that whole story, it doesn't make sense to me. Because it's like, do you not know what was going on at the time? Do we not know? And Guevara, and I'm probably pronouncing his name, Gorveas, Guevara, whatever. So I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But like you supposedly know what was going on at the time. So you would say this superpowered person would sit down and nobody else would. So that's my thing. And no, I'm not telling, like, there's people online or they do this thing, these silly arguments where they take what you say and then just go off a fucking cliff with it. They'll say, well, what you expect them to do? Kill all the white people? Or you just mad because you didn't hate white people? I didn't say nothing about hating white people. Nobody didn't say nothing about hating white people. Even with Icon, was he supposed to go kill her? No, we're not saying that. But you could at least show that, hey, I'm here, I got this, I'm not going to let this happen to these people. You're not going to do X, Y, and Z. And the thing about it is, it's a bad faith argument because Martin Luther King didn't even say that about hating white people. And they still was like, he hate white people. So whenever I see that argument from y'all about you just mad because you don't hate white people, it's goofy shit. It's bad faith, and it's just something that your goofy ass came up with out of nowhere. Or because it's the usual to try to hit other folks across the head with. because it's not a thing about Blue Marvel needing to hate white people, but when a president is telling you, well, we don't want you to be this, what black people like, look, well, have you done them some type of wrong? What you don't have, you obviously have something to worry about if you coming to me. Like if you're coming to me asking me to do all this, what are you doing or not doing for this group of people that look like me? So it's wild to have a person, again, it's wild to have a person with that much power to have a regular man tell him to sit down and give him a little bullshit medal and then say, hey, you good. That's why I say he is Sambo or a bit coonish, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. So y'all gonna tell me what y'all have already told me what you thought. I'm on the side of Blue Marvel being a coon. Like I said, I like his powers. I like his power set. I like the things he's done, but there's no way you can tell me that at the time when there were regular people dying from children to grown men, little girls were getting burned in churches, all kind of stuff, and this dude just sits his ass down. Like there were Medgarvers, like this dude gets shot outside his spot and everything. Like all of this stuff going on, and we explaining this away, and for some reason, homie thought this was fine to write, but then after I seen him, like me and some of my people talked about, after I seen him defending Kevin Sorbo for some of the stuff he was talking about, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. So, and I'm not gonna get into that, but it's just a thing where it's like you can't have these black characters, these powerful black characters. Like I had an issue with there was a poster a few years back when everything was going on with a bunch of black Marvel and DC characters with the sign with their hands up, come on, hands up, don't shoot. And the art was amazing. The art was amazing. And I understand what was being said, but I thought I couldn't vibe with that because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me because we got people like Magneto, Captain America, Iron Man, all these other people that when it came to something for their community or their people or whatever they're backing, whether it's America, whether it's Magneto with like Jewish issues and him, and when they made that part of his thing or whatever the case may be, they stood up for that. And he changed over time and stuff. And you can talk about him tearing up stuff. I don't care. I like it. He should. Whether it's Captain America not going along with the laws that the U.S. is putting in place because it's like, this is something that's infringing on all of us. I ain't with it. Why is it when it comes to the black heroes, they in some type of submissive role where it's like, I got all this power, but hands up, don't shoot. I ain't a hero to all black people. Don't do that to me, nigga. You can take bullets. You can swallow lightning. Like you can throw lightning. You can fly across the. Why are you taking this stance and it hasn't worked? But all the other heroes are like, yo, we're gonna bust you upside your head if you mess with us. X-Men, Cyclops standing up against S.H.I.E.L.D. All these people, Cyclops like, yo, y'all keep coming around here messing with my people. You're gonna have to see me. You have to see me and my whole crew. And the X-Men, we like jumping people. Like we will jump every single one of y'all. And all of y'all said this. If you cross this line, we doing this. But then when it comes to the black heroes, I'm not the hero to all black folks. And hands up, don't shoot. I don't understand it. And I can't get with it. So even and again, I'm not saying you gotta come out and they gotta hate white people. Again, for the simple-minded, because somebody gonna say you just mad because you don't hate white people. Nobody has to hate white people. Nobody has to kill white people. But there's lines that shouldn't be crossed, and there's things that you shouldn't be doing. So if somebody's coming to you talking to you, you need to have a conversation like, what are you doing or not doing to these people that look like me for you to come to me and ask me something like this? Like that's what I would say. That's what I would try to figure out, or with my characters. Even with my characters, like there's nowhere that I'm like black. But you see in the story what they stand for. You don't have to say. You don't have to be outright black. But just write it in the story. Let them know when these instances happen that you know what this character stand for, and they have friends, they love, and they save everybody. It ain't a thing where it's like, well, I'm not just gonna say black people. No, that's that Kamala Harris shit. I'm just not gonna do anything for black people, and we fine with that. Then we complain about stuff that's happening, and it ain't just do your own thing. Because if you co-signing goofy shit, then how you think it's gonna change? So when it comes to these black characters like that, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm personally seeing. Not all, not all, not all, but it can't always be that they not the hero of black folks. They don't really want to be a hero. They don't like their powers, especially when it comes to black American characters. They not really anything for black folks, or they aren't conscious of what's going on around them and stuff like that. When we got these same heroes when they're just out, and rather they and I guess that's just the benefit of being a white dude. You ain't got to say all that, but I don't think as a black person you got to say it either. You just do it through action. But when you stand out with like Blue Marvel, when you stand out and say, I'm not just a hero to black people, I would never do that. I would never just save black people. Who asked you to just save black people? So I don't know. No, I do know. I said what I said. I said what I said. It is what it is for me at least. So yeah, I don't like I don't agree with the whole I'm not a hero to just black people. That's not something a black hero should ever say. Like unless the black person is right is signaling to somebody else that like they putting out little notes to everybody else like I don't think like that. I'm not that type of black person. My heroes and my characters save black people, okay? And if they in a burning house where they had to pick between a black child and another child, they got the powers to save everybody. Like, especially with Blue Marvel, that's stupid. Like if you had like Blue Marvel has the ability to where it's dumb. Like if there was a fire on two houses across the street, there was a bunch of white folks and a bunch of black folks. This Negro got the powers to save everybody in the middle of the street, on the other side, and on the other side. He has the powers to do that, so it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to do that unless you riding the Sambo. So that's all I got. That's all I got. Go to akachicomics.com. Get your free copy of Souls of Chaos. All that good stuff and everything so that wait a minute. Get all of that stuff so that you can be up on what I'm doing. I want to make sure that everybody knows what I'm doing. I am doing these comics and mangas, and we will do more of them. So we'll see what's going on. If you have not gotten Void Beast, get Void Beast 1, 2, and 3. I don't have 4 of yet. I need to get that to y'all. And get The Extraordinary Messiah Chapter 1 and 2. Everything else on akachicomics.com. But let me know what you think. Y'all gonna let me know either way. But I'm not gonna really go back and forth because I said what I had to say after going back and reading and looking at the videos again and stuff about it. It's like, and I even thought this back in 2018. I was like, this I like Blue Marvel, but no, I can't get with this. And like I said it again already. I just went through and it was like there were a lot of black people that were dying for civil rights back then. Whether it was children, whether it was grown black folks, and they didn't have no powers. And to write a hero that stepped down back then, that motherfucker. And even if, like I said, if we don't even say he's a coon or a Sambo, he's a coward. Like Blue Marvel at the end of the day is a fucking coward. You don't do nothing like that, especially at that time. Like that shows what side you on, and then he just goes and lets the government give him some random white woman, and he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna just sit here and be quiet. Captain America would never. TJ from Boy Beast would never. Andre from The Extraordinary Messiah would never, ever. I would never write nothing like that. Ever. And I ain't explaining for these niggas either. Kevin, Icon's writer, none of it. I ain't doing it. So I don't want jobs with these people. Before I get out of here, here's my thing with a lot of the stuff that go on with in the indie scene, especially with the black ones. Now, I love y'all and all that good stuff, but a lot of y'all don't say certain things, not because you scared to or anything like that. It's just because you want jobs with these places, and that's fine. That's fine. But don't come say nothing to me about what I'm saying like I'm crazy and I'm not seeing what I'm reading. If you don't say nothing, I'm cool with you. Like, just don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't respond. Say it in private, whatever. but don't come to me in my digital real estate and then in public in my digital real estate tell me that what I'm seeing ain't what it is. Because it goes to even with like the Black Panther and the Marvel thing. A lot of people just don't say nothing about this stuff because I'll save that for something else. I'll save that for something else because I said I was getting out of here. So anyway, go to akachicomics.com. Extraordinary Messiah 1 and 2, Void Beast 1 through 3, and what? I got a text. Oh, anyway, and Souls of Chaos 1 and 2. Get all of them and let me know what you think, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.